Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we're looking at Immoral X-Men issue number 2. And our story begins with a mission in space. Just zoom out slightly in a bit. There we go. And basically, Hope and Exodus are leading a war on, I think it's the Kree home world. They have defenses there. They don't really have anything that they want. However, it's a race that they want to decide. And it's interesting that Hope is leading this, because hope usually means, well, there's hope in the world rather than hope for destruction, which is very interesting. So, yeah, no, it is the Kree homeworld. I forgot to miss that picture. So once they get in, they send in what they call an L-bomb, which is a combination of Firestar, Micromax, and nuclear fission. And it just gets sort of teleported in there and, well, kabooey, etc. She also thinks to herself her dad would be proud if he wasn't a big part of worms. So, part 6 of Sins of Sinister, 4-letter word, written by the legendary Kieron Gillen. Andrea Vito is on the art. Jim is on the colors. VC Clan Cows is on the letters as well, pretty much always. And Jay Bowen on design. And we get a commander's log. So, Hope cannot, she is very complicated to, to bring back to life, to resurrect. And they do that now, not with the 5, they do it with these vats, etc. So they don't have to hold hands and stuff as she thinks of it. And also, I just wanted to point out the thing that I was figuring out. So they got this brand new ship called the Marauder. How ironic. She's a beauty, and they've asked for Captain Nathaniel to come here. Now, Hope's thinking about war. She wants to lead war. And she says that that's what she was designed for. And if we think back to X-Men, this is very very real. There was always, is she a messiah and she's going to save the mutants and the world or whatever? Or is she going to destroy it, like Bishop's future vision? Obviously, this trumps that at the moment, this whatever's being spun here. But there was always that worry that Hope was the instrument of destruction and not the savior. So I do like this Hope. Also, the fact that she's got little cable pots in bodies, etc. So, Sinister finally creates Chimera. Now, we saw Chimera in, I'm going to say Powers of X off the top of my head. I could be wrong. And in the future, she is fighting Tri-Sentinels, Nimrods, and she was trying to save the universe in that first arc of Jonathan Hickman's new universe, X-universe, shall we say. So he creates her, and she has the powers of Kitty Pryde, or Kate, and Pietro Colossus. Then she has, what else did she have in there? She had Eunice, Force Fields. She had a bit of Laura Kinney put in there for some aggression. And finally, they managed to get in a piece of a telepath, which is actually Quentin Quiro. Apparently, Jean is still too complicated to do, and Jean is very complicated to resurrect in this universe. So, if she is created by this Sinister and Sins of Sinister, this universe ends, how does Chimera exist in the normal timeline? So, does Sinister create a back then somehow? Does he, time will tell, I guess. So he's managed to achieve what he wanted to achieve, 5 powers in one. And they've always sort of in the background talked about sharing powers for a long time. It's nothing new, etc. So and she also shouts out, when we're conquered, we'll all be at peace. So which hints at some sort of goodness. However, we know that this immoral council will continue wanting war, because even though they have their own traits, they want to be they just want to conquer the universe now. That's their whole goal. And also Sinister also says that now you can only go to 5 powers. You can't go any further. And pretty much the other council members point out that now he is a dead weight, and he's literally just made himself expendable by saying that he's of no use to the rest of the council. Meanwhile, Madame Righteous has rocked up with a hidden book for him, with a secret key to share with him, etc. I like this bit because in the early 90s, late 80s, Sinister was still the sort of mysterious villain in the background, etc. And she's sort of doing that. He says, coming out of the shadows, being ominous and hinting at a bigger story. My dear, I invented that game. So I thought that that was a good sort of reference back to Sinister's early days. And then you get this bit about science and magic and blah, blah, blah. I'm not a fan of these. I say that again. I have tried to read them in this because I feel like perhaps in this story I probably should do. I didn't read this. So there could be something very important in there. But anyway, they talk about magic, etc. and how magic isn't going to solve everything. But she sort of uses magic to get around. She also says that she's brother. I mean, the difference between them is he has a diamond. I'm not sure if that was ever part of the original plan, why he had a diamond. And she has the hearts in terms of cards, etc. I'm not sure if that was a thing. I also, it was only yesterday that it dawned on me, back in Immortal X-Men, I think it's number 8, when the first Sinister commits suicide. There is a picture at the end of it of the vats in the basement, and they're all missing. Now we've seen, we've got 2 variants on the run. We've got Madame Righteous, and we've got the other variant, which we saw first installment of Brotherhood, and I think it was Immoral X-Men he was in next. Oh, actually, no, it may be Nightcrawler. Sorry, I got mine mixed up. So there could be another 2 variants on top of top of these, perhaps 3. If these 3 are the original consequences of those fat tubes, we've only seen Sinister in the background. We're looking at a whole bigger world of weird Sinister variants, I guess. So Hope and Exodus go to the planet, another planet to conquer, and this is great. This is a moment that I really liked. They are so immoral. Exodus has been supporting Hope for such a long time. He has been in her corner, calling her Messiah, following her, sort of listening to her and guiding her, etc. Because that's what he does. He believes in something bigger than himself, and he always has. That's why he followed Magneto. And at this point, he leaves her. He takes away his power, and he says that the church is bigger than the Messiah, bigger than you. With you in here is, we should believe, we can't believe in you, a little girl, while you're here. If you're gone and you may return, I will create a bigger church around worshiping you. It's really absolutely bonkers. But and just so I'm clear, I don't want to offend somebody, but I don't believe in anything personally. I respect people that believe in stuff. My nan and granddad are very religious. I've got family that are religious, and you know what, they can believe in whatever they want, and I respect that. But if you think about religion, it's the same. You're believing in something bigger than you, God, Jesus, and that's the same with this. So what he's saying is, if she's gone, people. I can get mutants believing you better and create a better church, etc. That's the way that I'm trying to analyze this anyway. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So very, very interesting that Exodus goes down there. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant and well thought out and very interesting. So, but I hope I haven't offended anybody. And we should all be allowed to believe in what we believe in. So, Hope on the planet is fighting for her life and gets blasted, and probably very frustrated that she's going to be the first one taken out on the council. And yeah, that's it. So this is also very interesting. I really enjoyed this bit. Sinister finally realizes what an absolute mistake he made by trying to get his gene pool into the council, try to control everything, try to create everything where he would be on top, because all he has created is a disaster. And a disaster that he realizes that Krakoa, Xavier's dream, was perfect. It was beautiful. There was love. There was beaches. There was a home. It was safe. It was the right thing we did to do. And Xavier's dream was almost real, and it was what he should have been striving to. And I think, you know, he finally feels some remorse here. So hence why he takes away some of the controlling genes and frees a Chimera 4 from having to listen to his whims. And he explains this all to her, and he asks for her help. He needs a hero. He's tried to bring her up to be good, which didn't, you know, something that Sinister would never do. So original series Sinister, he also realizes that he still, even with that magic book, etc., and whatever's in there, he still needs Moira to achieve what he needs to achieve. And ultimately, what I feel this is all going to bring out at the end of this is there's going to be variants out there. So it's going to lead on to other interesting stories. But anyway, I feel like we're finally back on track. Nightcrawler's really threw me. I reviewed that yesterday if you haven't seen it, or I ran through it, whatever you want to call what I do. And I really struggled for a majority of it to get into it. But this has been really easy. It's made sense, and it's the same sort of characters, all right. They probably changed, etc., or been regrown, etc. However, Chimera's in, they escape, they go off a run-in, and much to Krakoa is trying to capture them, they get away with Warp Factor X. God, what a saying, what a saying. So they talk about it, and they said, well, we're going to save the universe. Sure, it's not going to take more than 5 years. I'm sure that's a Star Trek quote there in terms of mission. We are 5-year mission, etc. We know it's not going to be 5 years until whatever rescue mission they are on is going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens, because we know it's going to end up in year 1000. I feel like going from year 100 or 10 to a 1000, it's a big leap. And in my mind, I felt like it was a big leap. But if you saw Nightcrawlers, that pretty much it was all about losing. They'd lost whatever they were trying to do, and they just become scavengers trying to survive. Whereas you've got Madam Righteous, which had a hidden agenda in the background, and that was about gaining power to do whatever she is trying to do. With Immoral X-Men, it was about they've conquered almost the whole universe, and now they're starting to turn on each other and starting to wipe each other out. But we've also got Sinister's story about he knows what he wants to do, which is get to that Moira machine and reset the universe back to how it was and make it a paradise that it should be. So it'll be interesting to see what Storms and the Brotherhoods. I'm really interested in that, because if they've now got resurrection protocols, how they survive this 100-odd years, etc. So that will be interesting. So the 100 years, I didn't enjoy it yesterday as much, but I enjoyed it today. It was a bit more better. So anyway, I hope you like my review or my video. If you do, please support my channel by subscribing. I really appreciate it. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.